During the history, the people used to worship deities like feminine energy, and but at some point it started to shift to worship the masculine, not the feminine. So what happened? What was the shift and why?
It all changed about 2000 years ago, forcefully, not by chance. You heard of over 6 million women burnt on stake in Europe over a period of some 200 years or so, little over 200 years. Over 6 million women were burnt as witches in Europe alone. Yeah. When they gain momentum, because these are all women who had some capability. Once they have some capability, people will gather around them. Once people gather around somebody and find solutions, you cannot organize your project. So, they gave them the most horrible punishment of being burnt alive so that this will go down. But still it lived for over 200 years, they had to kill a few million to put it down. So the feminine expressing anything, it's gone. Probably India and a few other Asian countries are the only country where still feminine is under worship. Otherwise, if you look at the ancient temples in Europe, Arabia, everywhere, they're full of goddess temples. What is the significance of this? Is it just about gender business? No. It is about viewing life in a more balanced way, which is most important. It's not about man versus woman. It's about seeing life more holistically, not in a skewed way. It's a terrible history, last 1600 years. As far as women are concerned, last 1600 years have been one of the worst times in the history of humanity for women. Yes, believe me. I hope it gets better in the coming year. And women are not some strange creatures. They are our mothers, wives, sisters, daughters. This is what they are. They are not some strange creatures.
What you choose may not be in line with your parents' choices. How to have what I want without paying a price? There is no such life. We must evaluate, do I want to pay this price or I'm not willing to pay this price? This is individual.
We see quite a generation gap between our generation and our parents' generation, and it sometimes so happens that
Hey,
we
no, not me, no gap between you and me. I'm much younger than you.
It sometimes so happens that we want something out of our life and they don't necessarily agree with it, and we end up in a conflict. And we sometimes even curb our desires just to see them happy. So how do we deal with that conflict?
See, please sit down. This is not a problem with your generation, this is a problem, unfortunately, with every generation. I think it's very silly that every generation has the same problem. If we are in a learning mode, at least we must have a new problem, isn't it? Every generation has the same problem. Though they were also youth just 25, 30 years ago, somehow they suddenly act like they landed, just like as they are today. So, because your parents are not here, I can't talk to them, so we'll talk to you. If you want to craft your life the way you want, And what you want, if it's not in concurrence with your parents or the society in which you live in or the university in which you're studying, it can happen. What you choose may not be in line not only with your parents' choices, may not be in line with your peers' choices, may not be in line with the institution's choices, may not be in line with the society in which you live. So if you want to do your own thing, you must understand there will be a price to pay. Only thing you're complaining about is how to have what I want without paying a price. There is no such life. If you want to do what you want, and if what you want is not in line with the larger interests of what is around you, then they will make you pay a price. If what you want means so much to you, you must pay the price. But if you find the price is too much for what little you want to do, you will step back naturally. It is like going to the market, you know. You went and want to buy a few flowers, that guy says 2,000 bucks. Flowers? You say, no, I want flowers. But no, because he's asking too big a price. This is so with every step in our life. When we want to do something, there will be a price attached to it. We must evaluate, do I want to pay this price? What I want, does it mean so much to me that I'm willing to pay this price, or I'm not willing to pay this price? This is individual. There is no standard treatment for everybody. This is individual. Some people want it so badly, they're willing to pay any price. For some people, it's a passing interest, so they will drop it and they'll go on. There's nothing wrong with both are fine.
Sadhguru, with such a powerful mechanism set up for a human being to evolve and be liberated in this place, is there a need to do any rituals in Kashi? Because, what I hear from you is that there is a great design to this place, the yantra you talked about. So your mere presence here should be enough. Still, I see many people come here to do rituals of various kinds. What's the significance of such rituals?
Kashi is full of rituals. It was the center of rituals. There's nothing as surefire as doing something internal. That is the best way to do it. So once you've been initiated into your process, that is what you should depend on. Why these things are built is, it's for the public. They do not know how to do anything with themselves, but they know enough that something needs to be done with them. So when that is the case, an instrument like this and the complex rituals that came along with the instrument are very useful because it handles people en masse. There was something called a Saptarishi puja. Saptarishis means the 7 sages who were the first disciples of Shiva. They were to leave to carry this message and go. When they asked him, how should we worship you? He taught them a method. He said, you do it this way, I will be there. That method was taught to them and they taught to the people, and today it continues in the same tradition, the way Shiva taught it to the 7 sages. That process they started off. And they did it in such a way, stacks and stacks of energy they built. This may not be tangible for other people, for me it's a living reality. And people will just burst into tears, they don't know what it is. Those who are doing it, they do not know how it happens. But they're sticking to the procedure that's been taught to them and making it happen. The guy who's driving this boat does not know how to build an engine, he's just learned to use it and it works. So they just learned to use it. As the Saptarishis would have done, 7 people sat down there and they did this and it was a phenomena. I've never seen anything so energetic in any temple. I've been to quite a few. Wherever I feel it's an energy center, I go. I don't go there to pray, I don't go to ask, I've never done abhisekams and pujas in any temple in my life, okay? But this is a phenomenal science. You must come and sit in the Dhyanalinga temple. No ritual, no mantra, no puja, no nothing. It's always in total silence. Just come and sit there and see. because it's essentially created for meditativeness. People who have no idea what's meditation, people who have no instruction, without an instruction, you can make people meditative. So these are technologies, these are not belief systems. Technology is gone bad.
My last question to you is, when somebody comes to Kashi, what is a must one should experience here?
First of all, to come prepared a little bit. I would say, if you're traveling to Kashi, at least for 3 months, get initiated to some simple meditative process. Meditate for some time, make yourself little more sensitive and calm. Leave all your beliefs at home and come.
Thank you. It was really a pleasure.
This is the most complex and sophisticated machine on the planet, that's Kashi. It's phenomenal that somebody created a place like this. We bow down to them for the intelligence behind it, the competence behind it, the vision behind it, the compassion behind it, to make it available to everybody. This is what the world needs, not dogma, not philosophies, not belief systems. Human ability to go beyond our sense organs and be able to perceive something which is right now considered beyond. This is the only way a human being will know. This is the only way a human consciousness will expand. This is the only way a human being will evolve beyond narrow divisions that have happened in human societies. But those instruments are being systematically destroyed. It's important that these things are brought back. Past we have survived. The question is, the future, will we survive? This has been unfortunate history of humanity, that the greatest things on the planet will not survive, the crudest things will survive. Unless societies, individual human beings take care to nourish them. It's very important. If you want a refined society for tomorrow, for our children and their children to live, if we want a refined society, it's very important we nurture the sophistication that is around. Otherwise, crude things will dominate anyway. Very easy to manifest the crude, very difficult to manifest the sophistication because it takes thousands of years to evolve it. So, it is a responsibility that we have as a generation of people to bring out the subtle aspects of life and somehow to make them live. Whatever extent everybody can do. If we cannot create another Kashi, the existing one we should preserve to whatever extent we can and create more instruments through which human beings can connect to larger possibility. We don't need more books to read. We need more practical instruments and methods through which a human being can expand his sense of who he is right now.
Look, I have to congratulate you. You made it through a deep, unfiltered video. That takes attention, openness, and courage. So leave your city in the comments or share a quote that stuck with you. If you feel this could help someone, send it their way. Thank you, Big Hug, and until next time.